Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the Sarah Jane Adventures, Season 2, Episodes 9 through 12. So these are the last two stories of the second season, and I think they end the season on a very high note. So first I'm going to be talking about the temptation of Sarah Jane Smith. So we see the triumphant return of the trickster, and there's just a lot of memorable moments in this episode. It reminds me a lot of the Doctor Who episode Father's Day. In fact, it reminds me of a little too much. Like it's very similar. Main character goes back in time to the day that her parents are supposed to die, and she can't bring herself to watch them die, so she saves them, which creates timey-wimey craziness. It's the exact same plot as Father's Day, which is probably my only problem with the episode. But I think, like Father's Day, it was executed very well. It's very emotional. Elizabeth Sladen really gets a chance to act here. I feel like in Doctor Who, like the original series, she was a great actress, but there's very little times she got to show that. But now that she has her own show, she gets to be a lot more layered and complex and really gets to stretch those acting muscles. So, she always thought that her parents abandoned her when she was a baby, and we find out that that wasn't the case. They left her because they wanted her to be safe. So that was very bittersweet because well, her parents, all nice people, but they still died. So it is sweet, very sad. We see the Grask get a little bit of redemption arc. So the Tricksters deal with him as like if he gets Sarah Jane to have a different future, then the Grask could control the quarry, and he could make Ronnie's mom dig for coal or whatever. I'm still not really sure what they're doing exactly, but basically he's doing slave labor for some reason. I don't know why. And Ronnie and Clyde get stuck back there while Luke and Sarah Jane are in the 50s. It's nice seeing them like use time travel in Sarah Jane. I don't believe they've ever done that before, besides whatever happened to Sarah Jane. So it's cool seeing the kids travel in time. That was neat. But he gets a couple moments to shine here, but this was definitely Sarah Jane's episode, and yeah, she was great. You know, I loved it. Now moving on to episodes 11 and 12. It's called Enemy of the Bane. So this episode is pretty good. It's nothing special, kind of just like a run-of-the-mill. Though I like how they brought the old enemies back because it's the season finale, kind of like how season 1 back to Slovene, which we saw earlier in the season. This brings back the same Santorin, as well as the Bane that we saw earlier. Last episode was Sarah Jane's Time to Shine. This one is Luke's. I like how every character this season kind of has their own episode where they get to, be the main character, kind of. So yeah, while the finale is not the most like exceptional story ever written, it's still pretty entertaining. And this episode is notable for bringing back the Brigadier. So I knew the Brigadier was gonna be in like one episode of the show. I didn't know which one, so it was a nice surprise to see him. I love the Brigadier. Like we know. We know who and him have met before, him and Sarah Jane. They had great chemistry back in the 70s. They had great chemistry now when this episode was made, like 15 years ago. So it's so nice to see these actors together again. I bet they had a blast. Like, you could tell on their faces they look like they were having a blast working together again. So I just love that. The bigger deal is like in his 70s, and he's very much old and stuff. He still has that same commanding voice that you love about the bigger deal, and still a degree of warmth about him too. It's a very nostalgic episode because of that. Fans of the John Poultry and Tom Baker eras would love to see these two together again, I bet. We see Samantha Bond back as Mrs. Wormwood, and she's kind of complex, like her relationship with Luke is pretty nuanced for a kid's show, but she still has the hammy, evil villain moments that we know and love. So it's nice to see her back, though I don't think we're going to see her again because she fell into the Fly of Despair from SpongeBob. So, I think that's the end of her and that Santalan guy. So yeah, overall, pretty enjoyable episode as well. I'm gonna give Temptation of Sarah Jane a B, and I'm gonna give these Enemy of the Bane a C. Those rhyme, don't they? Huh? Sarah Jane, Bane. Anyway, what do you guys think of season two of Sarah Jane? Do you think it's better overall, so equal to season one? I'm gonna go equal. It's a very consistent show so far. There hasn't been an episode I hated. Like there's been some that are better than others, but overall, pretty consistent show. So I'm gonna take another break from talking about Sarah Jane. Not as much as last time, because last time I took like a year off from watching the show. Not gonna be that long. Maybe just a couple months this time, because I'm gonna go back and watch start the David Tennant specials of Doctor Who, his post-series full specials. So I'd love if you join me later this week, where I'll be talking about the next Doctor. And thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace.